Okay. Welcome back to the 2024 Tire Rack One Lap of America, presented by Grassroots Motorsport Magazine, with coverage brought to you by Hooked on Driving, Everyday Driver, and the Valente Group. Special thank you to Eric Call and HPDRE with Verizon for helping us bring you this coverage today, courtesy of that great MiFi unit with 5G out here. Not a whole lot of signal in the middle of nowhere, but this is really coming in clutch for us. Thank you so much, Eric, HPDRE, and Verizon. Today you find us at Hedge Raceway. This is a new track for us. It is an amazing facility. We've checked out the track already. Brock and I went out there along with my team, and just wow, what a facility, inside and out, just absolute top-notch facility here. We'll show you the timing room in a moment, the control room before we get underway here. That is also next level. I mean, some really cool stuff here. We're gonna get underway in just a few minutes, probably about 5 minutes, so why don't we walk you around a little bit to show you cars are lining up. They're going to be taking off, but Brian, why don't we show them the control room really quick? Yes, definitely. You guys got to see this, and everybody hard work getting ready. But so this is the control room here at Hedge Hollow, and as you can see, a whole host of monitors, PTZ everywhere. And what's really cool with the system is it's geared with all the transponders, so this way, when cars actually sort of are outside of their normal delta, it will, you know, sort of show where they are on that track, and they can figure out if something's actually going wrong or not. I mean, there's a whole bunch of cool stuff this system does. Really, really neat. Very high tech, very modern, very cool system. So we're gonna head outside now, so this way we can get started. And today, this is actually a first for the One Lap 2, not just a first time being here, but we're going to be utilizing electronic flagging this time. So similar to what some of you may see at very, very new circuits or with a lot of the pro racing series, we're using that same technology here. So there's the electronic flagging posts all throughout the track, and we're going to be utilizing that this time. We are going to have a few people out there just to have the human element in case anything goes wrong, but really, really top-notch facility. Excited to be here, and I think we'll definitely be back. The track layout itself, a really fun track. It's an Alan Wilson design track. It's got that one weird corner, you know, sort of a kink right after a corner. That's sort of the WTF corner, as it's usually called for his tracks, but just a very wide track too. So if you were doing a series here, you'd have plenty of opportunity for passing and wheel to wheel. Just an amazing place. It really started off as one guy's playground, and it just morphed into this oasis of a motorsport right outside of the, you know, sort of what, Tulsa, I guess, area?
Kansas City.
The Kansas City area. There you go, Bri. But amazing stuff. Bro, what have been your first impressions, Bri?
I absolutely went into full nerd mode when I walked in that control room. It's just like, oh my God.
Yep.
The fun that I could have with a system like that.
Yeah.
All the PTZ cameras.
Yeah.
Just it is beyond next level. It's next level.
Absolutely.
And the track, wow, there were some spots that we were riding around in that so wide you could land a small regional jet on.
You could.
But then there were some really twisty, tidy spots that would make certain areas pucker.
It'll present a challenge. I think it's turn 5. I'll double check on the track map, but it's a left hand as you're coming around, and it looks very, very wide, as you can see from turn 1. A lot of runoff area, very safe track, nothing really to hit anywhere, and that's sort of what Alan Wilson designs, right? So very, very nice tracks. Hallett, another one that we're used to seeing. But turn 5, I think it is, and again, I'll double check, but you come around that left-hand corner, and it looks very, very wide, and then all of a sudden that runoff just abruptly disappears, and you're left with half track. So I think that might catch a few people out, particularly on the outlap, and with all the rain that we saw yesterday, the grass is very wet, very slippery, so anybody who puts 2 off, they're going to be going for a little bit of a ride today. Absolutely.
We also had a few sections where there was a large stream of water that was actually running across the track.
And I found out what the different color asphalt was. That's actually high grip compound there. Okay. So as you're coming into the corners. So, but again, doesn't matter with all the water running across the track. You know, heavy rains yesterday. We even had some more attrition. The Kentucky boys out right now. So while they were up at the pointy end of the field and performing really, really well, sad they're not going to be here this morning. They're trying to sort out some things. But such as they broke a coil over, but such is one lap, right? I mean, it could get you anywhere. It could have been some of the rough roads last night. Who knows? Who knows? But
Could have been the tumbleweeds.
Could have been the tumbleweeds, right? That's some.
Valentine Toy Box checking in, saying good morning, everyone. So
Good
good
morning.
to you.
I think we are just about to go.
I think so.
So.
I think Solomon, I may actually try to do some laundry today because each one of the garages here at Hedge has a very nice
Washer and dryer, refrigerator. I mean, it's just, you talk about
I could post up here for a week.
Yeah, a week. I'm moving in. This place is amazing. About it. Nobody mentioned all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, when the Toyota PE guys were here a few weeks ago testing, they were just ranting and raving about this place. Like, oh my gosh, this is
Yeah.
amazing.
You know,
and the staff is amazing.
Oh, top notch.
And so far, it has not disappointed.
No, I mean, if you were to sit down and sketch out what you want a track to be like, this is it. Barber, yes, it's very pretty. It's very picturesque. It's a golf course though. At the end of the day, it really looks like a golf course. This has got all the infrastructure outside of fuel pumps. I'm sure those will be coming down the line, I would imagine. But this has got all the infrastructure you could possibly want. I mean, just you could bring a whole family here, and you'd have stuff to do for everybody, and they'd be comfortable.
Yeah, and it's funny that you mentioned golf course because if money no object and I wanted to create my racetrack playground,
Yeah.
there would definitely be a 9-hole golf course within the infield.
Well, I was going to say you could totally do it here.
And
I mean,
yeah, there's lots of undulation in the land, so you could
the lake inside, you'd have a golf course.
well, Indianapolis
Yep.
has a golf course
Yep.
on the inside. Well, 3 holes of the course.
Trying to keep people from control because that's what.
Have you noticed seeing some of the competitors this morning? It looks like we've got a few Walking Dead zombies that are moving around.
Well, I mean,
I guess we need to fill everybody in
Yep.
on
Yep.
the arrival times and
and early departure
travel
times, right?
deviations of
Yeah.
some of the competitors.
So obviously last night, those of you who were with us during our Instagram live feeds saw there was quite a bit of bad weather. We had a couple of huge supercells that converged into one really big one last night, and we were fortunate enough to kind of punch through at the earlier phases of the northern supercell, and that was what we had recorded and all the wind there. And as those two supercells collided and turned into one humongous one, the threat of tornadoes and the fact that they were a few dropping toward the south meant that there was a lot of hail, a lot of very heavy wind, and a bunch of one-lappers got caught on the other side of it, and that system didn't really, sort of dissipate until around 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. So a lot of people opted to stop where they were, get rooms for the evening, and wake up super early. So when we woke up this morning, on our Discord server, you saw people heading out saying, oh, all clear, 2:30 or 3:30 in the morning on out, depending on where they were. So we've had some people with really, really early mornings today.
Yes.
Yeah.
I definitely noticed when I woke up at 6 and people had already been on the road for 3 hours. I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
Glad I wasn't one of them.
Yeah, we had experience on our side, and we opted to just punch through, not stop for dinner, and because as the evening comes and as things start cooling off a little bit, those cells they have all that energy and they're soaking up all the rest of the hot air, and they become super strong. And
Yes.
we didn't want to be a part of that. And at nighttime, it's just exponentially worse because you can't see what's coming. We've played that game in 15. I don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
I did that in 15 and 7.
Well,
Yeah.
I played a little bit in 12.
A little bit in 12.
America.
Yeah, a little bit.
But luckily, we were able to do that during the daylight.
Yeah. I just remember 15 and 7. It was just dark out, and it was one of those look when the lightning flashes to see what's moving. And if it is, you move faster. But that Tundra, I'll tell you what, the Tundra that PE's provided for us, it rode like a champ.
Yes, it did.
I mean, it was battling some heavy winds, and I mean, you talk about big winds, and what was, the spray out of the back of the truck didn't even hit the car behind us. Mark Matthijs with Hooked on Driving Northeast, and Cody were behind us. It wasn't even hitting their windshield. As soon as it would come off, for the tires, it would just get blown immediately to the north. I mean, it was yesterday was a lot of things that were just really crazy when it comes to weather, and the wind being the major factor.
Well, there were about 30 minutes while I was driving, and you were getting a little nap in the back, just to keep the truck straight.
Yeah.
I had the wheel turned at about 2 o'clock.
Yeah. It's
and then you come up on a truck and you have to remember,
yeah,
I need to go back.
It's gonna go the other way. It's
I need to go back 12.
because
Really
it's gonna suck you in the other way, that low pressure area. So. Oh, Brock walking up.
So yeah, Brock's coming up the pit lane. Probably just a couple of minutes away from going green here for a session. The sun is actually starting to burn through some of this cloud cover. They say it's going to be an absolutely beautiful day here, almost
I'm
80
hoping,
degrees.
because I have short sleeves on, and it's not yet short sleeve weather.
And I got shorts on, and it's not
It's shorts yet.
yet.
It's a little nippy.
But I saw the high temperature, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna roll.
Because it's not like we could just stop and get changed. So we kind of, once we start this, we kind of keep moving.
I made that ruling hours ago.
Okay.
Everybody said, what do we do? And I said,
Okay.
So, Brock firming up a ruling.
We were talking. We've been asked about
the
turn one.
The Watkins Glen rule.
Yep.
As you can see, lots of runoff there, sort of like Watkins Glen's turn one, except in the other direction.
Yep. And no guardrail right after it.
Exactly.
There's no tire wall or anything for you. But so you talk about if people want to go wide there, but it's sort of a double-edged sword because it looks pretty darn wet to me. So even though it's slightly banked in their favor, Watkins Glen falls away from you. This would catch you a little bit, but it is wet out there, and there is some standing water from what I can see where you'd be entering that. So you can go a little wider, but here's the other thing. Remember when we went out, that curbing there is very, very aggressive. And in fact, most of the curbs here are not very friendly. Yeah. The inside curbing is okay, but the outside curbing you really don't want to use. So if you're going to go out wide, you're going to have to go all the way out. So I don't know if that's necessarily going to be faster right now.
This is true.
At least until it dries up.
I think if you go wide here at turn one, you're definitely going to go scoot, scoot, scoot.
It's going to be hard to get it gathered up, and I don't know if you're going to save that much. And yeah, I mean, maybe if you go a little bit and then hook in, because then that sets you up for 2 through 4, because then you have 5, which is that left that I was talking about earlier, which rapidly disappears. Yeah, it'll be interesting, that's for sure.
All right, Brock, let's light this bottle.
Let's get this show on the road here.
See if anybody else is. No, nobody.
No.
Nobody else wants to talk to us this morning.
People are working, doing things, being productive, members of society. We're out here for summer camp for adults on a Tuesday morning. It's only Tuesday.
I know.
It feels like it's been a lot longer, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's only Tuesday. We are getting ready to go. Dan Neal giving him the point out. So Dave Ogburn definitely behind the wheel because there's Nick over there, right? Yep. So this is a really long pit out too, Dave Ogburn. I wouldn't launch it here, Dave, because you gotta, there you go. He found the brakes again. So I guess he was trying to learn the surface there, but that surface is much different from the start finish. So don't know if that's gonna help him. That E-Ray doing a little bit of launch. Andrew Brownfield. And again, because this is such a big track, we're sending 7 out, you know, in the groups here. You know, I guess the question is are we going to see any passes today? Because it's not the kind of track like it was yesterday where we had that power could really get you by.
Yes.
Here it's more technical. It's flowing, but it is more technical, more, you know, corners. So it's going to be interesting to see how people go. Tom O'Gorman's going to be heading up. Shalil, I guess, because Tom is walking next to the car. He's going to head up the second group, so he's staging, waiting, hanging out. And missing from this group, obviously, the Kentucky boys. Sad to not see them here. They've, you know, we've been having fun with them this year.
Yes, we have. And one car that we've seen in the second or third run group pretty
regularly now.
Regularly in the past couple of days that I don't, never mind, there he is rolling onto the pit road.
There we go.
I was
Rob.
thinking they may have overslept some.
No, he's here. They've been here. I think he's just going last there because I don't think he's been here yet, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't believe he has either.
Now, if you look over by the start finish, that's what we're talking about when we talk about that electronic flagging system. So if we zoom in, there you go, on that flashing yellow there. So that's what we're talking about by the electronic flagging system. Those are all around the facility, and yeah, if we have an issue, that's what the drivers are going to see, not the waving flags necessarily. So we'll leave it about there. I figure should be good.
We'll see. If it's not, we'll change.
Well, we can do that.
Yes, we can.
We have the power.
We can rebuild him.
Aw, this wind is, again.
Listen, after yesterday's wind,
Yeah.
I'm
Cold.
I'm
cold.
Just happy.
All right.
Should have brought a hoodie.
Oh, my
Matter of
jacket's
fact,
in the car.
a nice HOD Northeast region hoodie.
You know what HOD is backwards?
Don't. And that's how you feel because you didn't bring a hoodie.
Pretty much. I have a jacket in the car,
So do I.
which I may go and get shortly because the wind seems to be picking up a little bit. Oh, you're putting up your hood.
Just a little cold on my ears.
No, we're definitely going to call the start here and see what happens.
Stay. Sit, boo-boo. Sit.
Woof.
Dog. All right. Dave getting his last second burnout complete.
Well, I don't know if it's a burnout. It's the launch control in that Porsche.
Claire checking in, hooked on driving Northeast, and she went, no!
Yeah, so what Ogburn's doing is the Porsche launch system, what it does is it learns the track surface and then it will, you know, acclimate to it with the traction control. So that's what he's doing right before start finish. He's trying to let the system learn that surface and see how much grip he can possibly get. So we've seen him do that every time now, something that obviously they couldn't really do in the Camaro before. So.
That would probably shatter her rear end.
Yeah.
Good morning, Claire.
Claire Bear.
That's my nickname for her.
Well, you didn't say it.
Well, her boyfriend may be watching.
I doubt it. He's too busy looking at some blue thing.
Me and Cody are eating snacks.
Schnozberries taste like schnozberries. All right, green flag, and we are on the way for first car if Dave actually takes off. There we go. Keeping it within the lines. He seems to think that's the fastest way around here. running through a lot of that standing water. And I think with the wind the way it is right now, he's using all, okay, so he's running wide. But again, you heard those curbs, very aggressive curbing. I kind of get the feeling that some of the later run groups are going to have an advantage with the wind as the cars kick up the water. And as you can see there, and as he goes through the E-Ray, the water is now dissipating with every car that goes through. So subsequent run groups may have a little bit of an advantage.
Well, we've had that before. If you remember back several years at Gingerman.
Yep.
It rained, then it stopped raining.
And then it started raining, then it stopped raining.
And Amanda Hennessy ended up winning the morning run group.
That's right.
HHR.
Yeah, because it got really warm and the track dried up really super quick.
It did.
And I remember from the time that I went out to the time that she went, I was like, what happened?
Claire says the video is pixelated. Would we not have a good strong signal? We should have 5G with our hotspot. Solomon's checking it right
So
now.
we are actually very little even 4G on here, so it is just super difficult to get, I guess, anything out here. This truly is the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
So we are trying the best that we can. We sound better than we look anyhow, so, you know, definitely just listen in and pretend that you can see everything. I'm going to see if actually the track might even have Wi-Fi at lunch. Maybe the afternoon we can do that.
They do have a guest Wi-Fi.
Well, I can see if they have one in here.
Right. They do have a private Wi-Fi.
Okay. Well, at lunchtime we can see if we can hook onto that. But for now, we'll do this.
I matter. I like the confidence. I matter.
Morning, Scotty. Well, good. You got a topic of discussion for today?
How much of it's left?
Your whiskey? None.
The Bandit?
None.
Frog?
It was a long night. Sweet. It's all good.
Finishing his first lap.
Taking off for a second with the...
Andrew running the Watkins line. Here comes the E-Ray completing lap number 1.
He's taking that. So, I mean, figuring out a way to make it work. Definitely carrying more speed down there, but I don't see it. We'll see if he makes up time. See what this Corvette does. Okay, so I think we're going to have two different schools of thought here. It seems like the wider line is just outside of the rumble strips. Brownie suffered from a lot of understeer there, having to use a whole bunch of runoff there. Came in a bit hot, you know, I don't think he intended to go that wide. It just sort of walked him out there. You saw the car not wanting to turn, kept wanting to push there.
Here comes DJ.
DJ taking the more conventional line around here, but using those rumble strips, so he's sort of in the worst of both worlds at that one. But we do have, woo, there we go. Taking it very, very wide, but he is catching him, so Chris definitely hustling that Lotus around.
DJ running the proper German line, good
Yeah.
tight.
Guten tight.
Thank you, I'll be here always. Tip your waitress.
Guten tight.
I like that, didn't you?
That was good. I do like that. I wonder if he's running the Falcon tires too.
I don't know. We have to look at his fender when he goes by
Ach,
again.
those Falcon tires.
I never like running on Falcon tires.
The round und black. All right, starting his third lap. Wow, I saw him steering at the wheel there for a minute coming into the braking zone. So he's still trying to keep it within those lines.
Claire says try the veal.
A lot of understeer in that Tesla. And you can hear the traction.
Okay, so they're on lap 2. We want to make sure we're
They're
clear.
starting lap 3 now. These guys just started lap 3.
The first lap doesn't count, right?
Right.
The warm-up lap.
Yeah, but like the Porsche now has done the first lap out, like after they did the standing start. That's one complete.
Right.
Then the second one, now the Porsche just started its 3rd lap.
Okay, so when do you want me to go check it?
I'll come in here and scream for you.
Sounds good. 'Cause
All right.
I'm like,
Because we're not going to go check it. They'll get the checkered flag at start finish, and then we're just going to go blank on the screen. So leave it blank. We'll go yellow after they finish.
okay, because it's black. Everything's black now.
Yeah, so leave it like
just
that.
leave
You got it perfect.
You just tell me when you want me to check.
All right, you got it. Thank you. I'm not correct. That was lap 3 for the Porsche, right? Yeah,
Beginning
start.
of lap
Yeah,
three, yes.
yeah.
Brownie just started his 3rd lap.
Yep. So the last car in this group is Mayfield?
I believe it is Mayfield. Yeah,
Okay.
because here comes DJ.
Yep.
And Mayfield right behind.
Wow. So that's the last of this run group, right? Is this their 3rd? This may be their 3rd lap.
Yeah, because Chip's already got the checkered flag
Yeah,
in his
okay.
hand.
Yep. Brock backing up down pit lane. Hopefully he doesn't have an incident with the building again.
Brock does what he wants.
Well, that's for sure.
Today it's his track. Jersey barrier, RAV4.
Take one.
And here comes Dave Ogburn.
Take his checker flag. Yep.
3rd lap.
Yeah. So that was the checker flag now for this run group. So it's fine. So you can leave it as it is, and then when they all take the checkered, when the White Lotus goes by, then you can throw the yellows because that's when they're used to watching Chip, and I'd rather keep them like that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I know that
Yeah.
Brock said to do it,
Yeah.
so I wanted to make sure.
No, he said leave it blank afterwards.
Oh,
So
I thought he wanted us to throw the checker.
Nah, Scotty's gonna throw the checker because we
Okay.
keep it consistent that
Yeah.
way.
Okay.
Yep,
And
thank
whenever
you.
he comes back by, I'll throw the yellow. Go for control. Can you repeat it for me again?
Let me help him out for a minute. I'm gonna go help out control for a moment. So here, you can hang with Brian while I.
Now I should be coming to you in stereo. I have 2 microphones. So now we're just waiting on the last couple of cars to finish up, which should be, we had a pass. Chris did get past DJ. All right, we've got it. I think they're getting it figured out at control. They were a bit confused on when to throw the waving yellow at the end of the session, and they thought that they were to throw it when the first car took the checkered, but I think we're getting them situated on as to how they need to do it with us. So we got our second group getting ready to go out on their side-in lap. Like we're going to have Shalil in the Porsche this morning. Tomo giving support right now. And we'll have the Supra, the Hart NSX, Randy Popes in the throttle stop Camaro, Andy in the CRX, Rob in the Parts Farm Porsche, Adam Spence, the Audi, and then the Kozar Cares Cayman. That's going to be our next run group. And we're going to be just a few seconds from them heading out. Waiting on the word from Dan Neal right here. Now we got JD sneaking in, going out. So JD will be the third car. Acura going out fourth. Randy Pope's going out in P5 this session. Andy Hollis. And Rob in the Parts Farm Porsche. And that will be our 7 cars for run group number 2. Number 3 is going to be Adam in the Audi. We got Kevin Blake in the Shelby, and the Kozar Cares Cayman will be going off third, and the other 4 cars for the next group will be slotting into the queue here shortly. Since they may ask you to move down to the next one because that's control right there, so they have to be able to see out. Yeah. So we got run group number 2 circulating around on their recon lap. We'll have Mark John slotting in 4th into the next run group. Comes JD and Chad in the NSX. Rolling up to the queue. And we're just waiting on the final 3, which there's Randy Pope's coming up in his throttle stop Camaro. Andy Hollis in the CRX, and Rob Bowen in the Parts Farm Porsche. So we are just seconds from getting underway with the next run group. Chip actually displaying the green flag. And just between the first 2 run groups, you can actually, after that first run group, you can see a dry line beginning to form there on track out at turn 1. JD Kroll taking off. Chad Gilsinger in the NSX down and away. Randy Pope's next off the line. I'm not sure if Randy has been here before, but knowing Randy, he probably has. Andy Hollis taking off, and of course, you know he's been here because I think he goes and tests all the tracks each year before one lap. Rob having a little bobble on the launch control on his 911. So run group number 2 out on track and starting their first of 3 laps here this morning at Hedge Hollow down in Adrian, Missouri. I guess we're about 45 minutes or so southeast of Kansas City. If you notice the sun starting to try to burn through the morning cloud cover, should be a gorgeous day. The wind's actually died down a bit, so feels like it's warming up pretty rapidly. As Shalil finishes his first of 3 laps. Going out wide and across that outside curbing. We got Supra next. Ought to be seeing JD next, and yep, here he comes into view. And I believe JD's been here quite a few times as well. Here comes Randy Popes finishing his first lap. Even with that little bobble on the launch, Rob has cut the gap to Andy by 2 or 3 seconds. Super actually gaining on Shalil as they complete their second of 3 laps. JD Kroll should be next coming in. Yep, there he is. NSX follows close behind. Randy Pope's beginning his third and final lap of the morning session. Going way outside on turn one comes Andy Hollis. And that gap to Rob is about the same as it was last lap in the Parts Farm Porsche. So for those of you who've just joined us over the past few minutes, this is day number 4 of the 2024 Tire Rack One Lap of America, presented by Grassroots Motorsports Magazine, with coverage brought to you this week by Hooked on Driving, Everyday Driver, and the Valente Group. And special thanks to Eric Call, HPDRE, for providing us with the killer 5G hotspot this week, as Shalil takes the checkered flag. Super not too far behind. And we apologize if the video's any little pixelated this morning. We are down to 4G coverage today because you've heard about being out in the middle of nowhere. Well, this is the middle of nowhere. And here comes JD, followed closely by the NSX. Next, we ought to be seeing Randy Popes. Eventually, oh, there's Randy. And all we have left is Andy Hollis and his CRX, and then Rob Bowen in the Parts Farm Porsche. Parts Farm donating the trophies for the second year in a row to the event. And there is Rob, which that is the last car in this run group, which is quickly indicated by the flashing yellow on the scoring box there at the flag box there at start finish. So, well, like I said, we got Adam there and Kevin in the Shelby, the Kozar Cares Cayman, and we have Solomon.
Hello.
You want to grab your microphone in?
I'll grab a microphone. Yeah.
We've got some guys that we're staging from 2 different sides. We've got this line here, and then we come over here.
We do have a couple of different ones.
We've got the line over.
Awesome.
Giving a little wave. Ben playing the role of Frog this week.
He is.
Bandit Trans.
Yep.
And speaking of the Bandit,
yep,
there he is. So we are getting, and look, there's Uncle Brocker.
All right, do a little dance.
He said he's not dancing for nobody. He said you don't pay me enough to dance.
So.
So apparently the people that weren't paying attention to the rules were these guys and not the ones behind us. So I was incorrect in my assumption that these
Mom.
and these were the good kids. But
Wow.
which hardly ever happens.
Unintentional. And you generate so much understeer coming into it. You still have to wait. So I'm curious to see the live timing. In fact, maybe I'll pull that up because we can see if it's beneficial or not. Mark John.
Looks like we have a rather large puddle of something on the ground right there in front of the Unicorn Supra.
That might just be water.
Well, they must think it's water because they didn't go and do the
Yeah.
touch and taste test.
Yeah. Because if you look, I think that there's actually divots in the concrete because if you look by the grate on forward, in the middle, there's sort of a lot of spots like that.
Well, and we also have,
Yep, trails there, so
you know,
I think we're good.
no worries. That's our story, and we're sticking to it.
Yep. Says we're not going that quick down pit road anyway.
This is true.
Well, it was warm when the sun was out. Now it's not as much.
Well, the wind isn't blowing as bad as it was when we got here.
Says you, hoodie.
Come prepared. Call me Eagle Scout.
I'll call you Preparation H. Yeah, Humphreys.
You know, if it took all the way to H to get the right preparation, I'd have hated to sing A through G. Stay. And I did bring you.
Oh, thank you.
Maybe we should turn the Tundra sideways to block that.
We could. Maybe I'll go do that while I get my jacket.
The blue M4 runs well with us. The black Camaro one runs well with us.
Okay, so let's bring the Camaro up. And we don't know where the Camaro's going to go.
Hey Jackie,
No,
where's he going?
On the other side.
Oh, okay.
They told him to go around.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
let's
cool.
bring the Beamer and
So you be the back of the
Camaro,
It's all sorted over there.
and then the rest of them.
Just give space. So you might be behind a C7, black C7 Corvette. He's never been on track. He's kind of nervous, so he kind of wanted to get back. And I was like, how about we just give a lot of space? And he's like, oh, that's cool.
So we got the Audi down and away. I believe Adam has quite a few laps here at Hedge Hollow. Kevin Blake getting away, and the noise of that Shelby piercing the quiet Missouri morning. The Buckley Barnes Corvette off on his 3 laps. You are supposed to be up here, not down there. No, because I think that'd be too far and then they wouldn't be able to hear me. I don't want to try it. So here comes Adam around the final corner, finishing up his first of 3 laps here this morning. Ben and the Bandit 911 Turbo. Really getting through that turn on complex pretty rapidly. Next up, looks like we've got Mark John. Followed by Aaron Buckley. Getting a little loosey-goosey out there. Oh. The Kuzar Cares Cayman got really, really sideways out of that last corner. The Smoko Camaro. Here comes Adam beginning his 3rd and final lap. Followed by Kevin Blake and Shelby. And then Ben. You may see a last lap pass here, the Bandit getting by the Shelby. Here comes the Buckley Barnes Corvette, followed by Mark John. And you always know at Mark John coming because he flashes the headlights as he's approaching start finish every single lap. Here comes the Kozar Cares Cayman. And the Smoko Corvette. So all 7 cars in this run group are on their final lap. And now we're just awaiting the arrival of Adam Spence to complete his morning run group. And here comes Adam. And Ben did get around Kevin in the Shelby. So we did in fact have a last lap pass.
Just about ready, bud. You start getting back at it?
And we got the Buckley Barnes Corvette taking the checkered flag. Here comes Mark John. Flash of the headlights. And now we've got the Cayman, and he should be followed closely by the Smoko Camaro. And here he is, crossing the finish line. That will be the last car of this group. And our next group is going to include the Unicorn Racing Supra, along with the Subaru of 10,000 turbos, the Penguin Garage Supra, Camaro. We're going to have the Michelin Cadillac. Like we're going to have Mark Matthijs in the HOD M4 Comp. So let's see, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then looks like the final of the 7 cars in this group will be the Whelen Iowa ZR1. Looks like Lisa may be in the Supra this morning. And of course in the 22 Camaro is Doug Willey. So it looks like the order will be the Subi first.
Race control, you're good to go.
Doug Willie heading out. Ed Gliss in the Michelin Cadillac. Mark Mad Dog Matthijs in the M4. We got Pat Whalen in the Corvette this morning. And then the Team Unicorn Racing Supra. It's like everybody finally got the memo about how to grid up. So looks like we've got looks like Mattis is going out in the Camaro this morning, not Nick. I don't know, that may be Nick. But that is the 2 guys, 1 Camaro. We got another one of our Caymans. Got the Hart Racing Acura. And then the 2 Bridgestone entries, the Civic and the Acura. And we'll see who the other 2 cars that slot into this next run group will be. So we're about an hour into the coverage this morning. For those of you just joining us, this is day 4 of the 2024 Tire Rack One Lap of America presented by Grassroots Motorsports Magazine. Media coverage this week provided by Hooked on Driving, Everyday Driver, and the Valente Group. And special thanks to Eric Call from HPDRE for providing us with the great Verizon 5G hotspot that's been able to bring pretty doggone good coverage this week thus far. And also major thanks to Toyota PE for providing us with that great Toyota Tundra capstone that you see down there on pit road. It is a great truck to be tooling around the country in. So the Subaru waiting on getting the green from Chip. So we've got everybody slotted into the queue. So the Subi's away. Lisa in Penguin Garage Supra. Mark down and away, beginning his 3 laps here. Doug taking off. Pat on the go. And the last car in the group, the Unicorn Racing Supra. So at the conclusion of this run group, we ought to be just about halfway through the field for the morning. Larger track, being able to run 7 cars per group is just super. Makes the morning run groups go by a lot quicker. Ed in the Cadillac. Here comes Mark in the M4. Doug in the Camaro. Pat Whalen in the Corvette, and then here comes the Team Unicorn Supra, completing lap number 1. And just slightly missed the turn in.
There's always the advantage of running solo, which is quite nice, but then the problem is that when something happens,
Subaru whooshing by, beginning their 3rd lap. And we're going to have a pass here on the front stretch. The Cadillac is going to overtake the Penguin Garage Supra. Here comes Mark Matthijs in the Team Mahogany Racing HOD BMW M4 Comp. His co-driver Cody Russo will be handling the duties in the afternoon session. Here comes Doug Willey in his Camaro, beginning lap number 3. There's his co-driver, the Pirate, down there at the end of pit road, checking out the action. And Solomon down there avoiding his duties of broadcasting. Here's Pat Whalen. In the Iowa Z06. We're just waiting on the Team Unicorn Racing Super. Here he comes. Everybody will be on their third and final lap. And that little screaming Subaru across to take the checkered flag. His 3 laps this morning complete. Here comes Ed in the Cadillac. And he opened up a good 5 or 6 second gap to Lisa in the Supra after passing her right here before T1 last lap. Here comes Mark Matthijs in his M4. There's his co-driver, Cody Russo. Doug finishing up. Here comes Pat Whalen in his Corvette. And then right after Pat, we'll have the Team Unicorn Supra, which will complete this run group. And then we'll take a gander at who's headed out next. And here comes the Supra. And that will be our last car across for this run group. You know, go over here. So we got Scott Mattis going to be driving the 2 guys, 1 Camaro entry. came in second. The Honda America Racing Team, or Hart Racing. Acura. Then we've got the two Bridgestone cars. We've got the Honda Civic, followed by the Acura. We've got one of our multitude of Corvettes, and then that crazy Grid Life GR86. Looks like Dan's getting ready to release the next group here in just a few seconds on their recon lap. As you can see, Solomon down there just chit-chatting instead of working like he should be. And what he's going to say is, I was talking to his sponsor. No, that's not going to cut it.
Hey, Brian, what's your company?
Yeah, I know. I've been up here plugging the Valente group while you've been trying. Never mind. So now we've got everybody out on track for this run group on their recon lap. Hey, good morning, Grant. Glad you're checking in with us again today. Not nearly as windy as it was yesterday at High Plains. And once the sun burns these morning clouds off, it's going to be a beautiful day here in Missouri. So we ought to be just about ready to see the cars coming up onto the front stretch to get ready to go, and there they are. We're going to have a little leapfrog on the start here. The Cayman's going to go in front of Scott Mattis. We got Acura, Honda, Acura, and Corvette, and Toyota. That's going to be our 7 for this run group. Just waiting on Chip to give the green flag, and there it is. They may have heard that launch in Kansas City. Nick off in the Acura. So I can hear the Camaro off in the distance, probably scaring every bit of wildlife that is in the trees between here and there. Oh, we got an off. Big off. Big save. Hopefully Hedge Hollow doesn't charge for grass. Great facility, but the staff is quite sneaky. They just sneak in behind me while I'm broadcasting. I make a joke and all of a sudden I hear a chuckle behind me. Do you charge for grass when there's an off like that? All right, so the Cayman is good. He's not going to get a sod bill.
Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Simon. Yeah, here comes the Cayman again. Keeps it on the hard part. Using that Watkins Glen line. And Scott Madison, the Camaro. Getting chased down by Nick in the Acura. We may see a pass on this final lap. Comes the first of the two Bridgestone cars. First we've got the Civic. And then should be followed shortly by the Acura. There is the Acura coming up the hill.
You got to use the restroom spot right now.
Oh, there's one in there?
So if you go out the door, push you down, door to the right, first door to the right there. You got it?
Solomon rejoining the broadcast.
All right, here we
I
go.
don't think they want me to take that with me.
All right, we're back. Hour and 30 in. Wow, time flies. Sun now has come out and warming up. It's getting to be a wonderful, nice day here. Everything running pretty smoothly. I was happy to see that at a new track. We can walk us back inside here. Hey, Brian, before you walk away, you probably have something in your pocket that I'd like to have.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, sir.
There you go.
Appreciate that. Hey, Grant, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Yeah. Well, Grant, as soon as I said we're back, Brian walked inside for a moment to go check out a part of the facilities that he needed to utilize and decided to take the hotspot with him. But now I got that back, so hopefully we should be better. So Just taking the checkered flag to finish off this session. This group, I should say. Tonight we have another decent sized transit, 7 hours or so on the way to Kentucky, heading to Bowling Green next. So if you're going to be local, come on and check us out. And if you're not local and want to go for a nice drive, come on and check us out. All right, let's go see what our next run group consists of. Looks like we've got Neil Simon's MX-5. We've got the Safe Haven Defense car, and then behind that we have the Ferrari boys, Steve Loudon. Yeah, this facility is second to none. I mean, again, the only thing it's lacking is fuel pumps. Everything else, though, I mean, just first class all the way. I think when we vote on what track, what facility we like the best, this year was looking like it was going to be a tie between Pitt and Hedge Hollow, just from the preliminary conversations we had with people. Having been here myself from a facility standpoint, it's this. From a track standpoint, I mean, Pitt is really good, but this is, again, it's an Alan Wilson design track, similar to Hallett. And it's just one of those really fun tracks, good sight lines, fun corners. This might take the cake this year. We'll see. Do our very formal, informal poll at the awards banquet and see what people think. And again, my goal actually today, couldn't do it yesterday because we were really busy tracking storms, and you know they might heat up again today. But my goal today is to try and get all of the auction items up on the One Lap of America Facebook page. You'll see them on Instagram, and I'm going to post a link to the auction items on YouTube as well, on the comment section there, or the social section there. So this way, everybody can go and take a look at the auction items that we have for this year. Again, all the proceeds from those items are going to go to the Brock Yates Memorial Fund, which funds the Alzheimer's Association, which is, you know, obviously what Brock Sr. Had. So a cause that's near and dear to our heart that we've been raising funds for back when he was with us with the Tribute Fund, and then after he passed with the Memorial Fund. So be sure to look for those today.
I'm not crapping your style bin up here. A little bit.
Neil. Hi, Neil.
Good morning, Solomon.
Good morning, Neil. There you go. You can talk into that one so people can hear
Mike's
you.
about to go. Oh, he's going out already.
Mike is about to go.
So
So why don't you talk us through what are you timing, Mike?
No, but I'm
'Cause
going
we
to
have
film
live
them some.
Okay.
We got a Garmin Catalyst in there where they'll get our times.
Okay, very cool. And you have live timing and scoring,
Yes, we
Today.
do, which is wonderful.
Yep.
This is a terrific track.
isn't it though?
Just looks like a load of
Did you do the walk around here, or did you?
I did a walk around earlier.
Okay.
Since we're driving a Miata. I wish I didn't have so many straights, but looks like a wonderful facility. Got to come back here one day.
Absolutely. How was your transit last night?
You know, we were lucky. We came straight through. We got to the hotel about 10:30 last night. They were about 25 minutes of white knuckle driving. Rain, but we didn't see the hail.
Mhm.
And boy, we were on the lookout for tornadoes. I told Mike, if we see that sky turning green, we get off the road. But
Yep.
we did okay. We did okay.
Very good. Oh, glad you're here and glad you're safe, Neil. So have
Thank
fun.
you, Solomon.
Have fun watching,
Here
buddy.
he goes. Go get him, Mike!
Hi, Brock. What do you need? I know Bob. Hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Come on up and say hi, Bob. Do you still have your tired back, Bob? I'll shoot down. Hey, Brian, I have to go say hello to Bob for a moment. Bob Burrell. He's here. Yeah, want to go down together?
Yeah,
Brian and I are going to go take a quick detour. Yet again.
Running through the bowels of Hedge Hunter.
It's always good to take your live stream for a walk, get some exercise. This is a very necessary detour for a moment because one of our longtime one-lappers who used to run around the country with us along with Leslie Suttard is right over there. Here, I'll let Brian do the camera work for a moment. Good morning. We like you. We'll talk with you shortly.
Hey, good morning.
Good to see you, Bob. Good to see you too. How you been?
I'm good. I'm good. I live in Kansas City, so
Okay.
took the day off from work and
So why weren't you here earlier?
and I walked out without my camera.
Oh, well, you got the live feed.
You got your phone.
That's
Yeah,
it.
your phone. That's good.
I got that. Yeah, no, I've been in Kansas City now for about a year and a half.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm a work from home person now.
Awesome. Very good. Well, it's wonderful to see you.
Yeah.
Everybody doing well?
Yeah, we're doing good. I just I go back to work tomorrow and then be out for a few weeks.
Okay.
I got some back surgery on Thursday, but you know.
Awesome. Well, it's a pleasure to see you. We'll catch up over lunch,
Yeah,
right?
well.
Is there anything for lunch here, or do they have? Oh, no, they have a food truck coming. They said at 10 o'clock we were supposed to be here.
When I pulled in, they said
They're
there's
sending a food truck
coming.
up from New Orleans.
New Orleans?
Yeah, there you go. It came in the last tornado.
Probably. You guys were safe last night? No problems?
The sirens went off, and but we looked at it, and it was, 30 miles north of us, so
You were
it
good.
just happened to be in the same county.
Got it.
So we're good.
Okay.
But yeah, no, we got a basement, so we can go down if we need to.
Awesome.
This puppy wasn't happy, but
Sure. Very
Neither
cool.
was that puppy.
Well, I'll buy you lunch. We can catch up then.
All right, take care.
All right, brother. Take care.
All right.
Want to go down here or up there?
Well, we're down here.
We're down here, so we could be here and say hi to people. All right, so why don't we go over to watch the cars go through and go, whee! Of course, I leave my sunglasses upstairs with my bag and the jacket, so I'm not doing.
And hold on to this for just a moment. I'm going to. Neil, could you drop those bottles of water down? Were you successful?
go up any higher? Does it go up any higher?
They're good?
Hmm?
Okay.
There you go. So now we can see over the gate easier.
That's all the cars now matriculating out on course
Yep.
for this run group.
Matriculate, matriculate, matriculate.
My contract says I have to use at least one 50-cent word a day. And
Nice.
that's today's.
What's the $1.1080 word?
Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
I thought that was Sunday's word.
I'm able to do a
Recycle.
rerun once a week. There's people that look like they're vandalizing our truck.
Yep, so if you look over where our truck is there, you'll see a lot of people signing that cool tailgate. That Toyota PE did for us, that stamped 40th anniversary tailgate. Really, really unique. And as you heard me talking about before, I'm going to be updating, I'll let Brian take the first in, and I'll be updating the auction items, or Adam, one of the two. So this way we can start getting some bidding. I don't even think he broke for turn one there. I think he just sent it.
It's a Miata.
Always a good noise.
Sounded like it was firing artillery shell
Yep.
when it changed gears.
The Fawawi. Oh, wow. You see the hazards going on? He triggered the emergency hazards. That reminds me back in the BMW days when you could really tell who was working hard by the three levels of braking they had. The first regular brake lights, and then a little more intense, and then third were the hazards that come on. And every time you'd see Mike Renner triggering them. No.
This is a Club Spec Mustang.
Yep. Doing Mustang things, that's the way to get around this corner, I think. That was smooth, little brush of the brakes. That was nice.
So I checked with track staff when the Cayman went off up there.
Okay, I didn't see what happened.
I just was a little bit over exuberant.
Oh, is that the little?
Yes.
Oh, okay, there.
And so I inquired. There was a track worker, one of the control room guys standing next to me. I said, "You guys charge for grass?" He goes, "No." Okie dokie.
Do they have recordings from the computer there that we can grab?
I don't know, but we might. Need
That
to-
would be good.
Well, it's on the live stream.
It
so,
should, okay.
But it'd be nice to have that PTZ.
Yep,
That PTZ copy.
exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
Make that one of our great YouTube shorts.
Oh, yeah.
Here comes Michael in the RF.
Woo! With the 500 catching up. He's got the bit between his teeth. He sees prey. He's going after him. Next up, we should see Steve Loudon in that Fawawi.
Let's see if we get hazard lights again.
Oh, Lucina says he was doing. Yep, there we go. He was doing it quite a bit in Hastings. It is now a gorgeous day out here.
Yes, it is. All the ABS is on that car, ABS?
Yep. They ain't BSing.
No, they ain't.
You know, the squeaky wheel that needs the grease.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna move over a little bit. I'm gonna move forward about 6 feet.
So we don't have a WTF moment.
Yes.
Or what the Fred.
Exactly.
Credit where credit is due, though. He's doing okay.
Let's see how the Mustang comes through this time.
I mean, that's part. He's just letting it slide a little bit, putting the power down. Car well balanced, and it's got just enough power for it not to get into trouble. So,
Be lucky.
yeah, I mean, these guys, again, we're making the case for the SCCAs that here's a car that can do a whole bunch of different things, use this for its own class, and I think they're making a great case for it right here.
For those of you that don't know, one of the drivers in that car, Haywood Wagner, if you ever watch the SCCA runoffs on YouTube, he's one of the guys that does commentary along with Tomo, which Tomo does every year. And of course, we've had Andy Hollis doing commentary at the runoffs. And Haywood, a longtime SCCA member and part of their administration team.
Yep. Nice. Everything running nice and smooth here today. Happy to see that. And as we come up to the hour 50 mark, I think we'll be able to get one more run group in before we butt up against our 2 hours. He hasn't passed him yet.
He held off.
What a shot. Great driving. I'll be honest, still trying to run away. He's going all the way off. He's like, get away, get away. Steve Loudon should be.
You know they're going to have a great debrief. And
100%.
They're going to be chuckles
Yep.
and everything.
Absolutely.
Oh, I was going to get you. No, you weren't. Yes, I was.
Steve Loudon
comes
coming
Loud.
through. Fiat. Give me a donut.
When I stepped away a few minutes ago, I was talking to a young lady in the control room. And
Melissa?
She was talking, Melissa. And she was talking about the PTZ camera. She goes, there's one of the cameras that I can zoom in and read the numbers off of the ear tags on her father's cows, which is just over the hill. I went into that room and I just went complete nerd. I could have so much fun in that control room. I think we're waiting on one more
car
to take the checkered, and then we'll see the little flashy yellow light on the box up there.
Yes, sir.
The technology that went into this track.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's
Second to
all
none.
fiber optic.
Yep. Here, I'm gonna reach down and grab one of these.
That one's yours?
Thank you. Appreciate it. One of these aguas. Yep. Yes, it was. You know, I will give Fred some credit here. He has consistently been staying, sort of mid-pack in the field here.
Yes.
As much as we like to bust his chops, because he does do some what the Fred things. He's been consistent this year.
He has.
He's outside of doing many laps at the wet skid pad. He's been consistent on track.
First red flag
in one lap history.
In wet skid pad
For
history.
wet skid pad. He has been consistent, and he's been driving that Blackwing well. He and his wife Bridget, very nice people. And yeah, he's up at, and look, he's at the front of his group, at a track that he's not been to before. You've got Toyota, who was here before. Yeah, so he's confidently holding his own. Of course, he had to get woken up just now, but go for it, Fred. It really is one of those cases of, oh, Magoo. And again, Magoo.
But I still will not get in an airplane with you. Here goes the team haul past Audi. Looks like Uncle Howard.
Yep. Is it a car? Is it a bar? It's Howard!
Comes Jim Bob.
Yep, again, that PA Breast Cancer Coalition. We talked about it earlier in the week, him raising a whole bunch of funds. This is like this is like the GM run group with the Toyota interspersed.
And they said, Toyota, no, you can't go play with it.
I know, right?
We already have one.
We have one. That's our quota. It's affirmative automobile.
Looks like the next run group will be the PE GR86, Scott O'Donoghue in his wife's car.
Yep.
The Shakir Orange M2, Bob and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Another M2.
M2, Wing Grandpas.
Yep.
So hopefully we don't hit the 2 hours and it shuts us off.
Well, now we're 155.
Raggy.
This isn't good. Mike King, SOS. Anyone have a TIG welder or know someone who does? And then there's a picture. So, let me see.
JD's local here, sort of, kind of. He's here a lot.
That's true. Let's see what we have a picture of here. Oh, we have, it looks like, this is probably the downpipe. Brian, if you wouldn't mind taking over I got to attend to a couple things quickly.
Ready?
And Brian will be with you here probably through the last couple minutes.
Yes, you did. I wasn't paying attention because I was answering a text from the wife.
Me too.
Yeah. I think they're scheming together against us. It must be one of those things. All right, so we got Fred there at the start finish. one of the last ones. We got a whole bunch of GM cars and a Toyota. Which car are you looking for?
Mustang.
The club spec? That was the last group.
Oh shit, I missed it.
Yeah. He was on rails. Haywood coming around to find out when the club spec Mustang was running, and he missed the group altogether. There goes Jim Bob away on his first lap. Uncle Howard. And folks, it has turned into an incredible day here at Hedge Hollow. But we are coming up on the 2-hour mark, and YouTube is going to probably shut us down here directly. So I'm going to thank you guys for joining us this morning from Hedge Hollow, Missouri, Hedge Hollow Racetrack in Adrian, Missouri. This has been the 2024 Tire Rack One Lap of America, presented by Grassroots Motorsports Magazine. Media coverage this week brought to you by Hooked on Driving, Everyday Driver, and the Valente Group. And special thanks for our wonderful 5G hotspot, courtesy of Eric Hall of HBDRE and Verizon. We will catch you guys after lunch for the first few run groups of the afternoon session. So until then, we will see you in after lunch, probably about 1 o'clock Central Time, so 2 o'clock Eastern. So be sure to join in then, and we'll talk with you soon.